realized I didn't record any of that, damn it.
Hey, White, are you recording?
I am now. Basically, you guys did a whole bunch of downtime activities, some training, some market stuff, some
Yeah.
repairs, and Sky has just woken up, found his delivery from Dane Frostbeard, and it is now morning. What do you guys want to do?
My guy prepares to leave, as we discussed that, since all the work that he had was done. So he's checking his gear.
Yeah,
And
I
getting
do
breakfast.
actually want to check my gear and make sure that it is all there, since somebody delivered something without me knowing there.
Okay, Sky, give me an investigation check. Okay. Um, as soon as you see the notes and read it, you look over at your gear, and it's very obvious it has been rifled through. But as you look it over, it doesn't appear as though anything's missing.
That's
Maybe he
good.
was just curious.
I asked the guys where we head from here. Once I've had breakfast, then everybody's ready.
So south and west along the road to the closest port city.
Do you guys go downstairs for breakfast like normal?
Yes.
Yeah.
And how much do we owe her for breakfast? Because I know we're in town right now.
Oh wait, you guys are in town, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yep.
Uh, damn, I was gonna go into this whole big description about the master's house, but um, did you guys establish that Rogar is with you guys?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Then Fanny will tell you no. Your money's no good here. And she serves you um kind of a family style breakfast with a heaping bowl of eggs and large platter of bacon, um, a couple carafes of both ale and breakfast beer, basically, and juice. Um, yeah, some fresh hot bread, lots of butter and jam, and basically anything you guys
He
can
eats
ask
like
for.
a king and thanks her graciously. Says it's good.
Just like that.
What was that, Ariana?
He says good, just like that.
Yes.
Well, I'm not bashful. I go right ahead, grab a plate, and fill myself up a plate of food with lots of eggs and uh, bacon. I don't remember if you said potatoes, but
That works.
Okay. And some bread and jam and, and a big mug of breakfast beer. And I sit down at the table and dig right in.
I'll grab some of the breakfast also and thank Fanny for it, and then just tell Rogar that yeah, today the plan is head south and west along the roads down to Havenport, and we should be able to find a boat there to charter or have take us out to the edge of the Sea of Fallen Stars.
All right.
This guy will follow suit as well.
Okay. Um. Finish up breakfast, and you guys are ready to head out.
I'll make sure that everyone grabs all their things from upstairs, and then head out of town along the road.
Crap, sorry, give me a second. Sorry about that. As you are heading out the door, um, Fanny shouts it from behind the counter. She says, "Wait, wait!" And she runs up to you with a large package. Um, it's probably um, 10 by 10 and about 3 inches, about 5 inches deep. It's wrapped in brown paper and tied up with, tied very securely with twine. And she kind of looks at you sheepishly and says, I kind of overheard that you're heading over to Havenport. I was wondering if you could drop this off at the inn there.
Sure, we'd be happy to do that.
And of course, she gives you the inn's name and the owner, which you guys know because you have been there. But I've it has slipped my mind at the moment. I hate it when that happens. Sorry.
Well, that's all right. If no one's taking it, I will take it from her and just put it in my bags. Does the owner of the inn know that you're sending it to them?
Yes, Mags is expecting it.
Is it valuable?
Only to her. It's just some
No. I meant I was making sure that it wasn't something that could be fragile. Is what I was trying to say.
Oh no, it's
About what I said, I'm like, no, that's not what I was. Can't no.
it's God, my mind just went blank. I'm sorry. It's an heirloom um bedspread that um she asked me to get repaired. And, we have one of the best tailors in the region here in Parabor.
We'll make sure to keep it safe and get it delivered down to her.
I'm sure Mags will appreciate that at the Hilton Haft. That's the inn she owns.
Alright. We'd best be off now if we're gonna make the Haven port in good time.
He nods and thanks you again for the wonderful meal.
Anytime, and thank you again for taking that for me.
He starts following the guys.
Yeah, I'll head out and start leading the way.
Okay, I'll fall right in behind you. Just don't stop too sudden, I might run over you. Of course, I can say that to Ariana because I'm actually big enough I could. But pretty much anybody else I couldn't. So I might bump him. That'd be about it.
If you're on Damba.
Well, yes, that's true.
Damba's a bit bigger than normal wolf.
Yeah.
Oh, puny.
Yeah. Well.
Beautiful.
Yeah, he's bigger than most of us.
Okay. Okay, so you headed south along the southern road.
Yeah.
Okay, give me who's leading this group at the moment.
She is.
Yeah, I'm leading it, sorry.
Okay, go ahead and give me a perception check, because you kind of know the way, so you don't really need survival. Okay, so yeah, Ariana, you see everything.
Yeah.
Um, as you guys are making your way south on the road, you're about about an hour outside of town, when Ariana, you see a glint of metal, kind of about 30 to 40 feet off the road, and about 45 feet behind you. And you just kind of see a glint of metal
A
off
glint of metal.
yeah, a glint of something shiny. Just off in the trees, and yeah.
Um, I will turn toward it and see if I can get a better look at it.
Okay. You can't see enough of it through the trees and the brush to tell what it is. But there's definitely something down there that's or back there rather, that is shining and seems to be moving as the glint is intermittent.
Yeah, I think we should check this out. Do you want me to go alone, or do you want just the whole group go?
You can head out and check it out there, and I'll point it out to him.
Okay. I will head toward the flash of light, see what we find.
Okay, I'm assuming you're on Donba at the moment.
Yes,
Okay, you're just gonna go straight for it.
sure.
Okay. As you turn Donba and start back up the road, and kind of start off the road, give me a perception check. Okay, you see a flurry of movement as two figures dart further into the woods towards the east.
And noticing that they're trying to get away and hide, I lean over Damba and say, "Let's go, boy. Let's get him."
Okay, what is Donba's top speed? Or movement speed?
40.
Okay. Donba starts to chase them through the forest. Give me a dexterity check for Donba. And a acrobatics check for yourself.
I just leaned into Damba and grabbed fur on either side of his neck and hold on. And we go.
Okay. Donba darts through the woods or the trees, avoiding tripping and falling on any of the branches or roots or branches that might be sticking out. And you watch as one of the two figures, does seem to get caught up in the branches and the roots and starts to stumble and trip. And then the other one doesn't seem to be having the same trouble. And and they continue running, and you watch as they both turn behind trees and start trying to basically hide from you. One of them just completely disappears. You have no clue where they went. The other one, he thinks he's hidden from you, but you quite distinctly see his sleeve sticking out from behind a tree.
Okay. Just direct Damba with my knees, and we go right up next to the one with the sleeve, and I take out my perfect pitch and point it at his chest. What is it you want? Who are you?
He's standing there, his back to the tree. He's wearing a very dark green cloak. It's kind of a little bit tattered. Well, I wouldn't say tattered. It's the coloring on it is a little bit mottled. It's not a solid color. There are patches of it that are a little bit darker, and patches that are not quite as dark. He's got the hood up to the point you can't even see his face, or their face. I guess you have no clue whether it's male or female. And they just stand there. They don't respond to you in any way. They also don't seem to move. Give me another quick perception check. Okay. You notice that, despite the fact that they have been running, they don't seem to be breathing heavily or show any indication of exertion.
All right. I've got one of them. I'm thinking I'm going to whistle and get some of the rest of our group to come over here. So we can probably get some information out of this one. And so with that, I let out a shrill whistle. Which I've never been able to do, but whatever. And hopefully they'll hear it and come running.
I would have noticed him taking off with Damba, and I would have started moving that direction.
Yeah, well, whistle loud enough, I think we can hear it and figure it out.
Okay, and it doesn't take much to hear the whistle. You're able to hear it fairly easily.
Now you hold still. Just don't be squirming too much, or I'm going to pin you to that tree with this knife.
Doesn't move. Still not moving.
Probably good for him.
Okay. So the rest of you.
We'll try and pick our way through up to where Lazen is.
Okay.
Sorry, guys, I only got one of them. But this one at least is behaving, if not cooperating.
One of what?
There were two creatures. I'm presuming they're humanoid, but I don't know what they are yet. All I've seen is this mottled green cloak, and can't even see a face. But that's going to change.
do we make it up to them?
Yeah, you guys make it there. No problem.
Okay, and with that, then I flick my wrist and cut the drawstring on the hood, and it loosens and falls away.
Okay. As you do that, there's a sudden flurry of movement, and the cloak flares open, and suddenly it comes at you, Latham. The rest of you watch as the form seems to literally throw the cloak at Latham and starts to try to run away again.
Okay, well, I'll flip my sword up and toss the cloak to the side. And Dama, let's get him.
Okay, give me a dexterity saving throw on that, Latham. The rest of you see is this humanoid form. It's covered from head to toe in black, and including the face. There's nothing showing. It's just completely covered head to toe in black, and you can see that the black hood that it's wearing, you can see there are bumps around its ears. That might make you think it's at least half elven, possibly elven. Or at least something with non-human ears.
Or it could be horns.
Uh,
As he throws, or as they throw the cloak at you, you flick your sword, like you said, and kind of cut it in half. It just kind of falls to the ground. And you see it, the person tried to dart past you.
Can I see this person?
Yeah, you guys can see him.
Okay.
Or them, I guess. And you watched as it threw, or as they threw the cloak at Latham. And as it tried to dart away.
I will cast plant growth in the direction that he's going. So that it is tough terrain.
I'm still racing after him on Dama.
Okay.
The rough terrain doesn't seem to be causing Dama quite as much trouble as this entity.
Unfortunately, it
will.
does. It does, unfortunately.
No.
They start stumbling, and they're still moving away, just not nearly as fast as they were before.
Can I do something?
Sure.
Catch up with them? I grab my cape corners. It's still dark out, right? In the area we're in.
Well, no, it's daylight, but
Okay,
you
never
are
mind.
in the woods.
Well, if there's darkness, I can turn into a bat.
Well, it's shadows. It's not darkness. It is. You are in shadows. Does that work? I don't remember what the the item says.
Post it in just a second for you. I gotta remember if it's on my thing. So, divine scene.
Dim light or darkness.
Yeah, but it says I turn back into a person if there's light out. That's why I was making sure I didn't screw myself up. Doesn't it? Since I can't find it.
What's it called? It's the cloak of the
Cloak
bat.
of the bat. You get the 40-foot fly speed in dim light or darkness, but if you aren't in dim light or darkness, you lose the flying speed. However, it says that in dim light or darkness, you can use your action to polymorph yourself into a bat, and it does not say that you lose your
Okay.
bat form, but you can only do that once a day.
Since we're chasing this guy, I turn into a bat and I move to intercede.
Okay. Um. So Rogar suddenly disappears with a puff of smoke, and suddenly there's this bat just flapping there in his place, and he darts off after the person. With Sky's spell on the ground and lays him struggling to catch up. Rogar is able to catch up fairly easily, despite not having, or despite being having a slower movement speed. And what do you do when you catch up, Rogar?
I get ahead of him and I turn back into myself and I put my sword in front of him. I'm ready to attack if he attacks me.
Okay, give me an acrobatics check.
Okay. Here. That'd be accurate.
Okay, you put your sword out. He dodges to the right, rolls around you, and continues trying to get away, struggling through these plans, which you are also now stuck in. So, Iriana, is there anything you want to do? Because you got Rogar and Dalva stuck in these plans, trying to chase this guy. Or this person. You don't really know if it's male or female. Sky's cast this a spell. Is there anything you want to do? Or are
I'll
you just going to watch the Three Stooges?
I'll try and call out in Elvish and ask what they're doing, and say that if they stop running, we won't hurt them. And that'll be it.
Um, as you shout this out, he does stop and look back at you, but immediately continues running. I guess he hesitates for a moment and looks back at you.
Alright.
They hesitate for a moment and looks back at you because, again, no knowledge of gender.
Okay. Does that hesitation allow Gromba and I to catch up?
Give me acrobatics check.
Can I speak Elven? I think I do.
With Damba. I'm sorry. Damba's the one running.
Nope, I don't speak that, so I have no idea what he said.
I'm sorry.
Acrobatics with Damba because he's the one running through this
Yeah.
plants.
Well, what I used for acrobatics
Dexterity.
was, huh?
Dexterity.
Dexterity.
In case you guys hadn't noticed, we've got yet another cold going around the house. My nephews just enjoy bringing their colds to us.
Perfect.
And, I mean, literally, we were just getting rid of the last one. And then he brought another one in for us. So, yeah.
Such a generous little fellow.
Sharing is caring.
Okay, okay, unfortunately, you're just about the same distance from him as you were, or from them as you were before. Rogar, are you continuing to try to chase as well?
If he's taken off, yes. If he stays still, then I'm staying still.
Yeah. He bolted, or he's
Okay.
trying to bolt. He's struggling through the plant growth that Sky put down.
For reference, Ray, Dumba's speed is 10 feet per round.
10 feet around.
Correct.
Yes. Dumba's speed is normally 40, but
Yes.
with that plant growth, it drops to 10.
Wow.
To fly above the plant. Cape,
I thought
just fly.
rough terrain reduced it to half.
Yeah.
Rain
It
does.
does.
This is a spell called Plant Growth, which is in chat, which you can read, and it says a creature moving through the area must spend 4 feet of movement for every 1 foot it moves.
So you're
So
basically
this
down
isn't
25%.
typical rough terrain, snow on the ground. This is a magical effect that has increased the growing of the plants that are coming up from the ground in a certain area.
Okay, hang on just a second.
Did you hear me, Jeff?
No, what?
I'm gonna fly above the vines, but I'm going to go slowly. How far out does the vines cover?
100 feet.
You can't use the bat thing again.
I'm not. I'm just grabbing the edges of my cape and
Okay.
flying up.
I would say that this would be considered dim light. However, there are still shafts of sunlight coming through the canopy.
Okay,
So
I can't. Never mind.
you can try. It's you'd have to roll.
Nah, because that means I might fall. So
Okay.
I'm not no P monk. I don't want to fall. If I grow, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'd scare everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna move, but I'm not gonna rush it. I'm just gonna move through it.
So you're gonna try and chase, basically, like
Yeah.
Damba and leave him. Okay.
What do I gotta roll?
Oh, you don't have to do anything to chase, unless you're specifically trying to do something like tackle or
Close to me.
not close enough to tackle.
Okay.
Um, at this point,
Okay.
he's probably about 10 feet in front of Damba, which is probably about 5 feet in front of you.
All right.
So he's 5 feet. He's within 5 feet of me.
Damba is.
Oh,
All right. I'm going to cast a cantrip fly, and that takes me to 60 feet of movement. And so with that, I should be able to catch him.
bunch of Supermen.
What's that?
It's a bunch of super creatures.
Oh,
Superman.
well,
Fly.
yeah.
Up and away.
Well,
Uh,
I have it, and I've never used it, so now's a chance.
give me a second to read the plant growth thing again. Okay, you'll notice that the branches and vines are also growing. Um, so it's all the plants on the ground, and the branches and vines are growing through the air. They're hanging down. It's again, you can try it, but it will be you'll have to I mean, you'll be faster than him, but you'll still be reduced to 1/4 your movement. Is that still what you want to do?
Well, if uh, he's what, a normal movement speed of 40, so this entangled movement speed of 10, I'd be 15, so I should still be able to catch him.
Okay, if that's what you want to do.
Sure,
Okay.
I'll do that.
So you
Wait.
cast the fly spell from your mandolin.
Uh-huh. Yes.
That's what that's from.
Yes.
And you pick up um off of Damba and kind of force your way through the vines and manage to get over top of him
Okay.
or them. What do you want to do at that point?
I want to stick him with my perfect pitch and get him to slow down. I don't really want to kill him, but I definitely want to stop him.
Grapple is a great way to stop him but not kill him.
Well, I guess grapple would be okay. Do I have a spell to grapple? Or do I need one?
No, you grapple.
Yeah,
Okay.
You just basically tackle him.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay.
And
Let's see.
if I do that, and Roger's not far behind, between the two of us, we ought to be able to contain him.
Okay,
Yeah.
give me an athletics check from Latham. Okay, you dive down on top of him, tackle him to the ground, and wrestle him or them until they are pinned beneath you, which is really kind of odd considering you're like, 2.5 feet tall and he's like 6.5 feet tall, or 6 feet tall. But you managed to tackle and pin him to the ground. Them. To the
I have surprise in my favor.
Okay. I don't know what that was, but save the pieces. Sorry guys, I keep forgetting I'm on recording. I'll try to stop yelling in the mic. Okay, doesn't take long for Rogar to catch up, and between the two of you and Damba, you manage to wrestle this person.
In common, I keep saying stop.
Yeah, they don't listen. They keep trying to get away.
Then I tie him up. So once we get over, I tie him up.
Okay, so you are trying to tie him up?
Yes,
Okay.
I take rope and try to tie us.
Give me a couple dexterity checks. One from each of you if you're both trying to do it. Just straight dexterity, not dexterity save, just straight dexterity.
So we're watching Walking Dead. We're on the first episode. Carl's not Carl's dad. The black guy that he leads. Yes, no, his name is Wayne. You know who I'm talking about? What's his name? I don't know. I can't remember his name. It's driving me nuts, and I'm sure they said it. Google it. I don't. Why the heck would I know that? I haven't watched Walking Dead in like a decade.
Okay. Okay, so you guys think they're tied up. What are you guys doing?
I'm gonna keep a hold of him.
Okay.
Just sit here and hold him, and Damba get down over him, to just intimidate if nothing else, and wait for the rest of the group.
Guy's gonna stand at the edge of the 100-foot circle and not move in.
You're not going to move into the circle?
Nope. It's not a concentration thing. It's a permanent thing.
Okay. Ariana, what are you doing?
We'll just stand and watch.
Okay, so Sky and Ariana are standing at the edge of this circle of growing plants, and Latham and Rogar are manhandling this person in the middle of the circle.
Well, if they're not going to come in,
That's Dumbo. Tell him this guy to shut up and be quiet and stay there.
Damba would know better than do that. If the rest of you are not coming into the circle, that's fine. I grab his mask and tear it off.
Okay, as you reach for his mask, he does his best to back away and shouts no.
In common?
Yes, incoming.
Who are you?
No response.
Remove the mask.
Rogar, hold him.
Again, as you reach for the mask, he tries to squirm away and he shouts, "No, you'll kill me."
Well, if you don't answer our questions, I'm going to kill you anyway.
Have I ever seen this mask or this design before in my travels?
Give me a history check. You have seen masks similar to this. Not specifically these, but they're generally used in colder climates where the reflection of the sun off the snow tends to give people traveling through it a pretty bad case of sunburn. But at the moment, there's not any indication of snow, so make what assumptions you may.
How far away from us are they at this point?
Say they're about 40 feet or so from you. That is from Iriana and Sky.
And can I do an insight check to see if his voice is fearful enough that, yes, it could be possibly that he's afraid of dying?
Go for it.
One second, I had to refresh my screen. Accidentally. Hit the wrong button.
Yeah, he definitely seems fearful of you taking the mask off, or anyone taking the mask off.
I tell Lazem of my thoughts that, yes, he's afraid of the mask coming off. Possibly, and I tell him about, why people use it. The mask, type of mask I've seen before. So possible uh, vampire or some other creature that is allergic to light.
Well, I don't care. If I can't take the mask off, he needs to answer my questions. Either that or he's going to die.
Sky will yell out, Sluta dos campeón unsa as. And see if they can understand. Can you understand me? In Undercommon, essentially.
He looks at you as you speak, and he looks back and forth between Latham and Rogar, and back at you, and says yes. In common.
And I grab a hold of him and I say, "We're going to slowly move outside of these branches. We're going to join my party. Try to run. I'm not going to be able to stop Latham from pulling off your mask."
And I reach up and I entangle my fingers under the edge of the mask and grip it tight. So his movement would pull the mask off.
As you do, you see it. You hear him hiss and kind of flinch backwards a little. You see the small tendril of smoke come out from underneath the mask.
Settle down.
Now you cooperate or I'm going to pull it off. And, I don't know anything about you now. So unless you give us answers, you being dead doesn't bother me.
You are following me, so I don't like being followed by people. So let's move. And he slowly moves however far we are from to our group.
Okay. The three of you make, well, four of you, including Damba, make your way out of the spell's radius. And there's a very distinct lack of, or very distinct relief when you get out of the, when you get out of the spell's effect, that you're not tripping and slipping and having to fight the vines away, and it's just relief from that stress. Sky, go ahead.
Yeah, so as they pull him out of the plants, I will ask him in Drow, or Undercommon, Shiuta Uros Ilando Ulo Hilent. I mean, I'm not going to go all the way through that, but essentially, what I wrote in there. Can we continue to speak in Common? Do you know enough Common to continue with the others?
Okay, out of character, it's just scary that you know these.
No, it's awesome.
It is scary, but I have a translator. I do not. I have not. I'm not one of those that have learned Klingon when I was 10 years old or something.
Okay, I was gonna make that joke. You just answered it. Okay.
I think it's awesome that he goes that deep.
Oh, as listening to the story, it's excellent. Okay,
Um,
back to the game.
he turns back to you, Sky, and says, I am fluent in many languages, common and undercommon among them.
And I will switch back to Common and say, can we please continue in Common so that my compatriots and you may speak together?
I have no issue speaking in common, but there are few answers I can give.
Can you tell us who you are?
My name is Teravos.
And why are you following us?
Because my master bid me do so.
And who is your master?
He, he, you can actually see the smile as he says this. You can hear it in his voice. And he says, "One that I fear much more than I fear you."
What's the one that's been attacking us name? Again?
Talking to the one in charge of the siege.
Yes.
Her name was Oriah.
How's Araya doing? And I see if there's any response.
I understand she's doing quite well. Though it amuses me that you think she is my master.
Insight check.
Go for it. He seems amused. I mean, he smiled. He was smiling while he said it, and there was almost a hint of a chuckle. That when when he said that it amuses me that you think she's my master.
How far are we from Parador?
Just a little over an hour.
I recommend that we go back to Parabor and find someone to imprison this person so that they can't follow us. Or possibly take him to Sky's friends. Maybe they could do a better job of containing him.
I will say you wish to stay alive. You do not want us to remove your mask because it will kill you, but you refuse to tell us who your master is. It seems like you are wishing for us to let you go without giving us the answers that we seek. At the same time as I say that, I will flip my mirror.
He's in the middle of starting to respond, and as he flips a mirror, he kind of hesitates a moment, a little surprised, and he says, "Not answering your questions may result in my death, but betraying my master will result in things far worse than death."
What plane do you hail from?
He smiles again. You can see the mask move as he smiles again and says, "I'm from right here, just like the rest of you." And he kind of looks at Rogar for a moment, hesitating as he says, "The rest of you." Not entirely sure whether Rogar's from this plane or not.
With that, I pull out a dagger and put it to his throat. I say, if he's not going to talk, then we should just kill him and be on with it.
I'll speak up and ask, do you wish us any harm? Or are you just scouting us?
My orders are simply to watch.
But if your orders changed, would you?
Would depend on the orders. Sky, give me a perception check. Actually, I would say Sky and Iriana. And probably Rogar. All three of you give me perception checks at disadvantage. I think Lazen would be too busy dealing with the dagger and the suspect.
The other one.
Okay, so we got a 6, a 14, and a 19. Oh, wait. 10, 14, and 19. That couldn't have worked out better if I'd planned it. Sky, as you are, as the four of you are talking to this guy, probably about 120 feet beyond your current location, you with your drow vision, of course, you see movement in one of the branches. And suddenly you hear the thock of an arrow as it goes right through the head of the guy you're talking to.
Oh, I'm not my monk. Damn. I can't see if I can catch the arrow.
How far was that about?
About 120 feet.
Damn.
Why?
I was thinking about
Ooh.
doing something.
Yeah, so I hear the thunk.
Yeah, the arrow, it's right in front of you. The thock of the arrow going through the skull of the guy standing in front of you.
1 second. That might be what I'm looking for. Give me a second. Or there's two of them I can use. I'm seeing which one I want to use.
Well, first of all, he's not your ally, so that wouldn't work.
Okay.
I'm gonna quickly take out my crossbow and aim it at the shooter.
Go for it.
Use a sleeping bolt.
Okay. None of those would work. So that'll require you to know the attack is coming, Rogar.
It says when you within 30 feet of you is hit by an attack roll. It doesn't say I know it's coming. I just see that hey, there's an attack roll. I see it hit.
No, dude. The dude's already dead by the time you even see it happen. Think about it.
Well, that's why the second one, the cloud rune. I was gonna, when it gets hit, the damage or whatever can be passed on to somebody else, so it wouldn't be killed. So that's why I was.
Okay, but the first time you realize that there's even an attack is when the arrow sprouts from the dude's head.
Okay.
How can you do a reaction if you don't even know something's coming?
Okay.
Essentially, you didn't realize an arrow was going towards him until you had blood on your face from the arrow going through his.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay. You said you're using what now, Sky?
Drow sleep.
Okay, can you give me the numbers for that? Like DC and all that stuff. Let's see. It's okay. Unfortunately, he succeeds on the saving throw. However, he is hit by the attack and falls out of the tree.
I'm gonna start.
Okay, now you guys know that there's an attacker there. Sky is the only one who saw it beforehand. You're gonna start doing what now?
Bolt away. I think I'm gonna run heavy forest or light forest.
Well, it was fairly light forest until you started growing plants around it.
This guy passed the 100-foot area that I.
Yeah, pretty much. He would have been pretty much right on the edge of it, on the opposite edge of it from you guys.
Then, yeah, I'm at a loss.
Okay.
Did you see him stand up and run away?
DM.
Roll a damage roll. How bad you hurt him? Okay. He did stand up and he's limping away. He's not moving nearly as fast as he'd like, but he's got a crossbow bolt through his thigh. So
Then I will mention that. I will say he is limping away, but by the time we get through 100 feet of overgrown plants, he will either be hidden, dead, or escaped.
Was he behind us then?
Behind you, in front of me and Ariana.
Oh. All right.
So we can just leave him be.
Yeah, I'm not sure we're gonna be able to do anything.
At the best,
Except if he's
whoever
wounded, we may be able to follow a blood trail.
going to take us too long to get through that overgrown area. At this point, we know that somebody's trying to follow us that has nothing to do with Uriah or little to do with Uriah that we can surmise. So he's hobbling along. It's hobbling along. If we take off, this one's dead. We take off. That one shouldn't be able to catch up, and we just know to watch our backs.
He checks the body to see if there's anything.
give me an investigation check.
Go, super Verheis.
Cross fingers.
I'll help you.
Ooh. Thanks for the help.
So can we pull that mask off and see what he is?
He ain't gonna need it, so you may as well.
Is the mask still there because he shadowed him in the face?
Yeah, mask is still there. It has an arrow hole through it. Very bloody arrow hole. You find his equipment. Most of it's the basic equipment of basically like a thief. Things like set of lockpicks, some dark clothing, soft soled shoes, things like that. Basic things to keep yourself hidden. You do find a a packet hidden on the in a pocket on the inside of his tunic, I guess. In it are what languages do you speak, Rogar?
I speak Giant, Draconic, and Common.
Okay. What languages does everyone else speak?
I show him what I find. I do collect the mask, but I give the since I've seen Lazem do magic, or I mean, sneaky stuff. I give him my the rogue stuff.
Wow. Okay. Um. Okay. One of them is written in a language that you don't recognize, and as you pass it around, showing the rest of the party that nobody else recognizes it either. Um. The other one is um. It's a letter written in a very messy hand, very messy handwriting, and due to numerous spelling errors, it's obvious the person is not very well educated. Um, it says Terabas. Um, I just had it in my head a second ago. Okay, I stand corrected. This is not the one with the uneducated letter. This one has a letter from, um, it's in a neat hand. It's very well written. And it says, in common, um, the new mistress has an interest in these commoners from the master's house. If you can report back where they are going and their activities, do so. Do not get caught. Your You will not like the consequences. And it's signed Master Alithos.
I ask if anybody's ever had any correspondences with Master Alphos.
No, I haven't, but maybe some of our contacts in Havenport will know.
Yeah, it's better to know ahead than to not know anything. So okay.
Well, I figure this one's dead and the other one is limping. It's not going to be able to keep up with us. So I don't think they need to worry about them reporting back.
Well, one thing I do suggest is that we take the long route track. Let's head on out, but let's take the long track around wherever we have to go. So we're you know how you said we were going to go on a boat. Is there another place we can go to that is in not the opposite direction, but go there and then go so it's not a direct route?
Uh,
Does that make sense?
yeah, not particularly so. Haven Port's the only real town out this way. Otherwise, we'd have to, instead of heading west, head east along the road, and those are much further journeys along the road.
Okay. It's up to you guys. You know what you're doing.
And I'll,
We have some acquaintances in Havenport where we should be safe.
yeah. As like Scott said, we have some people that we know in Havenport that should be able to help out with this if we need it.
Oh, I know. Meant you said we were going to go by sea or by river to.
Yeah, if you look at the map that we're on,
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
we're the party there. We're trying to get down to Havenport here on the left. And then if you scroll all the way to the right edge of the map over on the island there, we're trying to get to this island over here.
Okay, gotcha. No, there's no way for us to do that. So, or not. You know, the way to do it, but not. We can't go to Sea Gulp and then over. It's faster. Go by the water. But,
Yeah, I believe it is.
one moment.
And after that, Ariana will kind of look around, make sure there's no one else right here with us, and then head back onto the road to head down to Haven Point.
Get lunch for a while.
Okay. As you do, Sky flips his mirror necklace, his necklace mirror thing over, and turns back into normal elf. And yeah, you guys are able to continue traveling if that's what you want to do.
That is what I would want to do, yeah.
Did we determine what race or class the uh, dead man was?
As Verheis pulled the, I'm sorry, not Verheis, Rogar pulled the mask off. Um, It's obvious that it is a vampire by the elongated fangs and the very pale complexion, very gaunt, pale complexion. And the figure immediately starts to smolder and then bursts into flames.
Can you sell vampire teeth?
You have about 3 seconds. Give me a dexterity check to see if you can pull them out before the entire thing is cinders.
And warning, if you get a natural one, you might get bit.
Hey, maybe he comes back to life.
You gonna roll?
Yes, I am. I remember I had to re-roll my everything. My thing popped up. You said which one?
Straight dexterity check. Okay, you get one out. You're in the middle of pulling the second one when it starts to go up in flames. Do you continue trying to pull it out, or you just let it go?
I continue to pull it off.
Okay, and you are resistant to fire. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, you take 14 points of fire damage, but you do
Okay.
manage to get it.
Cool.
So you now have a pair of vampire fangs.
We talked to the the leader of the were creatures, was it?
You said
When we were
14,
heading
correct?
up north.
I'm sorry, you talk. I'm sorry. What was that, Ariana? What?
Yeah, it was 14 damage. Um, we talked to the leader of the were creatures when we were heading up north.
Yes.
Did you get a name for them?
Yes. As soon as I remember what it was, I will let you know. Give me a second. I just saw this the other day. let's take a break. I just saw this. I don't know why I can't find it now.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
I sound as bad as I feel.
You don't sound so great.
I'm back.
Come back. Hi, Dad. How are you? One moment. My phone's about to die, so I have to switch. Okay, there we go. Say that again?
You just said he was back.
It might be a. Uh, so it's a long week. Well, you've been working on yourself. Come on now. So is it hard as you thought it was going to be?
Okay. Is everyone here?
I think so.
Yeah, I mean,
Sky, Rogar? I think I heard a very minuscule meow.
I wouldn't consider that minuscule, but that was 2 meows, and yeah, but I'm here.
Okay. Well, what you did and what I heard are obviously two different things then. Okay, so I guess let us continue. Okay, so you start continuing to travel after leaving the smoking remains behind.
Yeah, and head back onto the road to Havenport.
Hey, did you have any questions about the whole Matthias thing, or are you just looking for the name?
I was just looking for the name.
Oh, okay.
Or I guess they were they fighting vampires? Or weren't they in whatever? Not specifically combat, but
They were hunting down any undead in the area,
right, undead, yeah.
which is one of the reasons Timothy had that fancy little necklace or ring or
Yeah.
whatever. Okay, so you guys continue. Um, Whoever is in the lead, go ahead and give me a perception check. Unless it's Rogar, in which case give me a perception answer out.
I'll be in the lead again. And bring us down toward Havenport.
Okay, you continue traveling for the rest of the day. Um, it's just starting to get dark as you cross the bridge over the river south of Haribor. You guys want to keep going? Yep, I'm sorry. That was the wrong aura.
Normally,
So that would have been about halfway through the day. Sorry.
that we got to the to here.
Yeah, to the crossing the bridge about halfway through your day.
Okay. What are the two auras? I see 30 miles and then 45 miles.
Oh, oops, then yeah, it was the right aura. So yes, it is getting dark just as you cross this bridge. Sorry.
So it's
30 miles is what you would cover in a day if
yeah.
under normal
So it's about
circumstances.
3 days to Havenport from Paramore.
Something like that.
If it's getting dark, then we can just stop for the night.
Okay. What? What do you want? No licking. Not supposed to lick me. Nixie. You're being a pest. I know, you just gotta
And
get scratched.
I'll start setting up camp.
What was that, Sky?
Guy will help with that.
Okay. Is there anything you guys want to do before you rest tonight?
Next time we go upstairs, can you bring up the vacuum and
No.
some point in the past, Sky was helping Lazen with something, and I forget what it was.
I'm afraid I don't remember.
Weren't you helping him with athletics?
Yeah, it's the Dyson one that does not work.
Sure, I have no clue.
I wanted to take
I know it was a skill of some sort, but I
Well, I wanted to see if I could take it.
Oh, I finished.
Yeah, he finished his athletics.
okay.
Drop it off. Easy.
Did you ever finish learning Magnificent Mansion, Ariana?
Yeah, I did. I see. I can just cast that since we didn't do anything. Uh, I will spend the 1 minute casting Magnificent Mansion just off to the side of the road.
It's so weird that they don't get up on those chairs. Not that I'm complaining. Yeah. I don't know if they just don't look comfy to them. I don't know if they just don't look comfy to them. Because they got up on Deborah's chairs. They just have no interest.
Um,
Chairs that are downstairs that we had up here, they both got up into those.
okay, so you see a door form in the middle of nowhere. And as you open it, it leads into Ariana's mansion.
Okay, thank you, Rihanna.
You want to describe to us what we see in here, Ariana? I believe you described it once before, but
Um, yeah, it's a. As you walk in, there's a big open dining area, like big ballroom type thing with a table in the middle. And off to the sides, there's a couple little hallways. One of them has a kitchen, and then some just smaller rooms with like a desk and maybe some books. And then in the back, there's a staircase that leads up to a second floor with all the bedrooms.
okay, sounds good.
So mad because I just and it was tied.
Well, I turned to Damba and I say, Damba, let's get that saddle off and come on. So we walk in the door, take the saddle off and put it on the floor beside the door. And then we go up to the table. And sit. When the servant comes around, say, I'd like a steak, medium rare, and fried potatoes, and an ale. And Dama here would like a nice bloody raw steak, the biggest one you can find. Thank you very much.
And you'll see near transparent creatures kind of float off into the back or into the side where the hall where the kitchen is, and come back a bit later with what you requested.
Okay, thank you very much. And I sit down and start cutting on my steak. And take Damba's steak on his platter and put it down on the floor where he can get to it easily. And take a bite or two of steak and some potatoes and sip some ale and just sit back and relax.
Okay, you guys are welcome to do any professions or anything you want at this point. Or you can just take your long rest and wake up in the morning.
After I finish my steak, I'll then pull out my mandolin and just start to play and sip ale. And staff here is really good. They just keep that ale mug completely full. And so I just sip and relax, having a very good day.
Okay. And Rogar is currently on the phone. And says he wants to sell teeth, but we're not in town to sell teeth, so.
That's not the dwell on it. Tomorrow we'll get that behind. Nobody's any side didn't come back. Except maybe Daryl. Daryl? His brother. At least somebody's having a good day.
Okay. So, you guys just taking your long rest then?
Yeah, that was my plan.
I'm sorry?
That was my plan.
Okay, nobody wants to do anything?
I want to do something. I don't know what I want to do. I'm trying to figure it out right now.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll give you another couple minutes here then.
After a while, I reach down and pet Adamba and kind of ruffle his fur. He looks up at me and licks my hand, and I ruffle his fur some more. I say, Damba, why don't we go on to bed? I'm tired. So with that, I get up and pick up my gear and take my mandolin and head off for the stairs. And I get up in the next floor with the sleeping rooms. I take one, sit down, and start getting ready for bed. And I look around, and sure enough, Domba's saddle is right there in the corner. They do have good staff here. Then I go off, and since we're in this mansion, we don't need to worry about night watches. So, or I don't think we do. So I'm going to go ahead and go to sleep. But now, if they decide that they need a watch, they know where to find me. With that, I kick off my shoes and actually boots, and then lay back on the bed and roll the covers over and start to sleep.
Rogar went to bed early.
Okay. Sky, go and give me a poison kit check.
Where
Um, intelligence or wisdom. Okay. Um, how many is that supposed to give you? Or do I need to figure that
I
out?
forget. You need to figure that out. I forget.
For how much poison?
From one poison sac from a giant spider.
Let's go 3 vials.
Okay.
Vial an hour seems fair. Okay, so you guys sleep through the night. You wake up in the morning refreshed. There is breakfast available for you when you wake up. Anything you request. Um, including another nice big steak for Damba. And yeah.
I get my gear together and sling it over my shoulder and take Domba's saddle with me too and go down to breakfast.
Well, look out the window to see if anybody's paying attention necessarily to the front of the inn.
There,
Well, you try to look out the window, and what you see doesn't really make a whole lot of sense according to where he left. You just see a void of swirling colors, pinks and purples and blacks and reds, just kind of mixing and swirling outside the window. You're not in an inn, you're in a magnificent mansion that Iriana cast.
Okay, sorry about that, guys. I go downstairs and
Fine.
eat. Yeah, I thank Rihanna for what she's done. It was relaxing sleep.
I'm glad.
I turn and order another raw steak for Damba. And I also order ham and eggs and fried potatoes. And I think I'd like cider with it. And if you have some bread, I'd like a couple slices of bread and some jam.
When I come down the stairs and see the tiny dude with, 10,000 plates in front of him, I will set a vial down in front of him and say, for your weapons, not for your food, and give you uh, one of the giant spider poison vials.
And if I remember correctly, this is the second one you guys have received.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Didn't we just receive one?
I think I gave one to Iriana, one to Rogar, and one to um Lazem. Um and this one, actually, yeah, I'll give each of them one.
Okay, so I believe that means you guys all have two of them.
Hey, Sky, can you do something for me?
Thank you, Sky.
Can you add that to my character sheet to where I just gotta click on it?
Um
Means set it up like a damage modifier.
Yeah.
that would be all white.
And normally it pulls like it does with arrows.
No, you'd have to. No, that's not the way it works. If you put the poison on your weapon, it lasts for a minute.
Okay.
In Sky, it's what, 2d6?
D8. DC11.
Hey, you must be eight. You to be eight. Daisy, you're not being a
Thanks, Sky.
If you want me to put this on your character sheet, you gotta stop moving your character sheet around.
I was adding the giant spider venom bottles to my character sheet. Sorry, so that it didn't get messed up.
Hey, leave her alone. You guys be eight. You guys need to be nice.
Thank you.
Why?
Okay, you guys have benefited from a long rest. All your spell slots and all your abilities should be back up.
Downstairs. Come on, downstairs.
Okay. It'd be a DC 11 con saving throw, by the way, Sky.
Okay, and that brings hit dice back to full.
Well, you regain. See what you guys are. What, 19? So you regain 8 or 9.
Okay.
So as long as you had you'd only use less than 9, you could bring it all the way 9.
Yes.
Good. Mine's up finally full.
Okay. So you guys, you wake up. You guys get ready to leave, and you head out. Assuming you're honest in the lead again.
Yeah.
Go and give me a perception check.
Hopefully it's better than yesterday. Nope.
Wow. Okay.
That's what I could have used yesterday. I'm an idiot. Okay.
Well, I pick up my gear and head out the front door and turn to Damba and strap his saddle on and get up there on the saddle and take off.
Rogar will look at Lazem and say, "That's cheating." You know that? That's just cheating. And he'll laugh.
Well, you think what you want. I like it.
And he starts moving on.
I'll look back over at Rogar and go, he's a third the height of you. You're cheating.
I have to use my own leg power. He's cheating. And he chuckles.
You don't like it tough.
If he wasn't on Damba, he'd be using 3 times the leg power to move like you.
He's laughing as the camaraderie, and he goes, "Yeah, but just think of the good workout he'd have."
If you want it easy, go find a horse.
Okay. Um. You guys continue on towards Havenport. Um.
How many times a day can I use that one? Yeah. 1 plus charisma. How much is charisma? 0. So I can only use it once.
Anyway, you continue moving towards Havenport. It's a relatively peaceful day. The sun is shining, which isn't greatest for Iriana or Sky, but everyone else seems to be having a pleasant day. Birds seem to be out and flying around, flitting around, doing their thing. There's little, wildlife moving around in the tall grasses and the trees. It's a nice day.
Reminds me of Uncle Remus and his penchant to turn everything to song. You never know, I might just.
Feel free to break out in song. I won't argue.
Okay. I don't know how my voice will stand up, but I guess we'll find out. Look around, the birds flitting here and there, and animals running through the grasses, as the DM said, and I just burst out into song. Zippity doo dah, zippity a. My oh my, what a wonderful day. Plenty of sunshine heading my way. Zippity doo dah, zippity a. Mr. Blizzard's on my shoulder. It's actual, it's flat as factual. Zippity doo dah, zippity a. My oh my, what a wonderful day. And after that, everybody's in stunned silence. It must have been really bad.
Yes, it was pretty good.
The animals are have stopped and are watching you, wondering where the music is coming from. And as you finish singing, you hear the sound mimicked by several different birds, or the tune mimicked by several birds in the trees around you. Very good. I say that totally made my day.
Oh, well, thank you.
It's good.
especially considering you're sick. Um,
Did that qualify as a performance? Give me some extra credit?
extra
Let's do.
credit.
I don't know. Anything that helps.
I'll give you inspirations that count.
Sure.
Okay, you can choose sometime your next. You can choose to re-roll any d20 roll you'd like.
Okay. Sounds good.
I don't use that very often, but I felt like that was particularly inspired.
Works.
Okay, you guys continue on towards Havenport. The the day is quiet outside of the singing and the animals. Uh, aren't any fellow travelers that you pass or anything along that lines. Yeah, you guys make it to the end of your day. I'm assuming you don't stop for lunch.
We're specifically paying attention behind us as we go. For
You're doing what now?
specifically paying attention behind us as we go for any type of tail. Somebody following us.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Drag it back to camp. Cook us up some venison. What do you think? Think we can cut around this chewed up part right here? Not risk that. It's a damn shame. We got some squirrel. A dozen or so. I'll have to do. Oh God. Come on, people. What the hell?
You see Sky back there. There's not anything else following as far as you can tell. Um, do you guys stop for lunch? Or just travel through it?
Yeah, travel through it.
Yeah.
Okay.
No need to stop.
Okay, so you make it to the end of your day. Is there anything specific that you guys want to do during the day? Or any professions or anything you want to do?
Uh, After we stop to camp, I would like to see if I can make some healing potions.
Do you have herbalism?
Your brother was a danger to us all. So I handcuffed him on the roof, hooked him to a piece of metal. He's still there.
No, I thought guess that was a different character from a different game.
Yeah, it was Dorinda.
Or, yeah. Well, again, I guess I can't do that.
Sorry.
That's all right. We do. At least I do kind of need some healing potions. Or we should probably have some among us anyway. Right now, I've got 3 potions of healing. That's all.
My guy's gonna try cooking from the book that he has. See if he can make a meal for the group.
What book is that?
The cookbook.
Do you have the ingredients?
Uh, Never mind. Forgot to buy some.
I mean, you're welcome to try and make like a roast chicken or something, but it's kind of hard without the chicken.
You have a cookbook?
Yeah, he's gonna hunt, and then for one of the, whatever is in the meal, that he can make with what's on hand, and he'll hunt for that particular.
Okay,
You
what do
said
you?
you needed some potions of healing, Lazen?
Yes, I only have just the 3 healing potions. I think that's just not very prepared. Maybe if we can't make them, I can buy them.
I'll hand you another 2 healing potions.
All right, thank you.
I'm sorry, Rogar. I'm thinking you're confusing this game with the other game because you don't have a cookbook in this one.
Looking at my character right now, and it says cookbook on there.
Where?
No, never mind. You were probably right. I thought I did. Book of Batman. Okay, no, I thought I looked at it last week and I had a cookbook. That's why I said, Dave,
Illikin had a cookbook,
thank you. Different.
and you asked the cook in my game last week.
That's what it is. I got my games confused. Sorry. Yeah, me and Lazen are having a good day today. The ghost images are copying over. Yeah, my guy's just gonna set up the fire and get everything ready. Because he doesn't quite know what everybody's skill sets is, so he's not comfortable asking for Thorn.
I will spend an hour and go out and find some game.
Okay. Okay, you're gonna go look for game. Is that what you said, Sky?
Yeah.
Okay. What are you looking for? Anything specific?
No. What are we? We're like here, right? So probably some kind of I don't know what plains animals are. Antelope or
Antelope sounds
deer
good.
or something like that.
Deer sounds good too. Um, Go ahead and give me a survival check. Okay. It takes you a little while. Um, Seems game's a little bit scarce, or at least larger game anyway. Um, when you do find it, when you do find one, it appears to be a young buck. Um, say 2 points on his antlers.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Oh, they gain a
Oh,
new point every year on their antlers.
um, I'll keep seeing if I can find something else.
Okay, give me another check. Um, yeah, you keep looking around and you do find some tracks. Um, they're small, so you can tell it's from a doe as opposed to a buck. Um, and when you do finally find her, she's pretty good sized. Meaning she's probably pregnant.
I'll head back to the party. I
I'm
mentioned
sorry,
there
but
is
you rolled a lot of
no
those, dude.
luck. Yeah. I'll head back to the party and say, no luck, not in a great place for food.
Yeah, he may boil some water, puts a little bit of his ration in there, makes a stew.
Okay. So you guys have ration stew. Or at least he has ration stew. I don't know if you guys all do it or not. Your call.
I
If
will,
we,
I will
go ahead.
bend over his ration stew and take a pinch of saffron and a pinch of rosemary out of my spice pouch and put it in there.
Okay.
Thanks.
It's probably the best ration stew you've ever had.
It probably is.
I thought I heard you trying to say something, Ariana.
No, I didn't.
Okay. Then I guess if no one wants to do any professions, then you guys doing watches tonight or?
Are we setting up tents or are we staying in that mansion again?
Well, if we're cooking
In the
and we have
mansion.
a fire,
But yeah, we already set up camp and we can just stay in tents.
Okay. Yeah. We'll have to pull full shift. Unless we have people who can pull. We don't need to take full shifts.
Sky's the only one that can take a 4 hour. Everyone else can only do 2.
Okay.
and I'll take the last one.
Okay, so we need somebody for first and second shift.
I
I'll
can
take
take the
first.
first one
Okay.
or second, whatever.
Okay, Latham, give me perception check for first shift.
All right. All right. Take a walk around camp. Look, make sure we get enough firewood, and stoke the fire up a little bit. Then walk out beyond the perimeter of the fire and sit down and watch.
Okay. About 3/4 of the way through your shift, you kind of look out towards the north, and it's kind of like rolling grasslands. So there's some very mild hills, but you can see silhouettes of some very large four-legged creatures. Um, You would guess maybe bears. Multiple of them. A good ways to the north. Um, they don't seem to be approaching, just kind of sitting on top of a hill, like, say, like a mile north of you.
Okay, I'll take note of that and keep directing my attention that way, but not forgetting the rest of the perimeter. And wait and see.
Okay. Nothing else of interest seems to occur during the rest of your last 15 minutes of your shift.
All right. Well, when my shift is up, I go and walk in and shake Rogar awake. Say, Rogar, it's your turn. There's a group of four-legged critters about a mile north of us. And they've been sitting there for 15, 20 minutes, maybe more, at least that long. And they don't seem to be approaching or anything. They're just there. So I figure there's no point in waking people up or trying to chase them off.
Cute.
So it's your turn. And I grab my bedroll and flip it out and lay down and roll in it. And I'm off to sleep.
He comes out and he looks around, tries to see what Lazem was talking about with the four-legged creatures, and sees if he sees them.
You see them. There are at least two of them. One is sitting, the other one is just kind of slowly pacing back and forth on a hill approximately a mile north of you. And you can't even really see the creatures themselves, all you really see is the silhouette of them.
Do the silhouettes look natural? And what I mean is, yeah, they look like animals, but I mean, is the behavior that of a regular animal, or are they doing something that shouldn't be?
Give me a nature check. What is it with you guys repeating rolls? I mean, Sky got 3 11s, and now Lazem and Rogar between them has 3 16s. That can't be
Hey, it's
Just happened.
statistically
roll
likely.
20. Don't ask me. I know the problem. Roll 20 is stuck in a loop, but still.
No, the bears are not dancing like the Dark Moon dancing bear in WoW. They don't seem to do anything odd outside of the fact that you seldom see two full-grown bears together.
And you said they're over 100 feet away?
About a mile away.
Okay. So way out of my distance or anything. All right, I pay attention to them, just not out of seeing them together, and be wary of if they start showing signs of doing something outside of normal animal behavior. And I'll pay attention to the area around us. But I do think it's odd that there's two of them right next to each other without a cub or something that's around. You know, for them to be that way.
Well, there could actually be a cub there. It just,
I don't see it.
it would just have to be like, 20 feet closer, 20 feet further away. Just down
That's what
far
I said.
enough on the hill that you don't see the silhouette.
I don't see the silhouette, so all I see is the two animals. So I'm paying attention a little bit more. You know, like the pacing back and forth I'd expect from wolves. Then the bear sitting on his haunches, and one walking back and forth. Like, so I'm paying attention. But I
Okay.
leave it alone and just pull my shift.
Okay. You're again about 3/4 of the way through your shift. So you have about 15 minutes left when you hear a very loud howl. Just kind of pierce the air. Wolf howl. Only it seems to be deeper than most.
Far away, close.
This one seems to be a bit further to the north, but you do hear it answered from additional howls both from east and the west. And those are, I mean, none of them are particularly close to you, but they are definitely different animals, or different. Well, yeah, different wolves. Um, Smaller, probably, than the original.
Okay.
Um, you do watch as Damba perks up and he kind of jumps up to all fours and kind of slowly walks around the perimeter of the camp, his head down, his ears back, kind of like he's ready for a fight. And he kind of slowly marches around the camp, the perimeter, and after the after he finishes that, he goes and he just sits right next to Lazem. He just sits there. It's just eyes open, ears up, watching very very attentively. And that's when your watch ends.
I go and wake up the next person. Things Ariana.
Sky.
Sky. I go tap on Sky, wake him up, let him know about our friends up on the mountain, or about a mile away, the wolf noises, and Damba's new behavior as of the last 15 minutes.
I will nod.
Then I'll go and get comfortable and relax.
Okay. Rogar, when you get back to your bedroll, it's not there. Kind of look around a little bit. It's about 10 feet off. Looks like it's been dragged about 10 feet off. To the north.
I make sure my gear. I do a double check on my gear real quick, and get my bedroll and bring it back.
Give me an
But also,
investigation check.
I notify Sky of what just happened.
Okay. Give me an. Okay. Yeah, everything's still there. As far as you know.
Yeah.
Let me rephrase that. You don't notice anything missing.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, yeah, looks there. I'm tired.
No crying, Wolf. Any problems, Mom and Dad?
Then I'll go to bed. Or then I'll remove it, move it close to the group, and go to bed. And
Okie
that
doke.
ends.
Okay. Sky, you do see the two bears up on the hill. Damba is sitting very, very much like a guardian over Lazem. After a little while, Damba will even come over to you and just kind of sit next to you, kind of looking up at you and giving a slight whimper.
Scratch him between his ears and then pet him on his ears.
Yeah, he's very happy to accept the ear scratching. But he continues to stay alert and watching throughout the night. Halfway through your watch, Sky, you do hear the wolf howl again. This one is returned by another howl from the west.
Do I recognize this as like where creatures speaking?
Yeah, you've heard this before.
Okay.
Yes, you've been through this area many times. And again, Damba kind of jumps up to all fours, puts his ears back, and it's like he's getting ready for a fight. And he goes out and very slowly, carefully walks around the perimeter of the camp, just checking everything, sniffing and just stopping and listening every few steps. And when he's done, he walks right back over to Lazem and literally lays down on top of him. He's just kind of covering Lazem protectively. I mean, not suffocating him, obviously, but... And then, yeah, stays there with his ears up, watching for the rest of your watch, which is uneventful.
About 10, 15 minutes before my watch would be ending, I'm gonna see if I can go out and find some like rabbits or something for breakfast. We're close to camp, but hope to cook something up and everybody wake up to the smell of it.
Okay. Give me a survival check. Let's hope you roll a little higher. Yay! Okay. You go out and kind of stay within eyesight of the camp, but you still manage to find lots of small game. I don't know, depending on what you want to make would depend on how many you try to pick up, but you get them, however many that is.
Just like 2 or 3 is fine.
Okay, then yeah, that's no problem at all. And with your skills crossbow, it's not hard to hit him either. So then you bring him back and Yeah, you're able to cook some breakfast. So what are you gonna cook for him?
Add some rosemary and thyme, and use some of that leftover ration stew, and cook up the grill up the rabbit, and do like little fillets uh, on top of the stew.
Bastard.
Making you hungry, ain't it?
Yes. I'd love to hear what he comes up with for his when he does his cooking things.
Yeah,
Cause
it's like your
it always
dad.
sounds so amazing. Only, yeah, I don't get it. I don't get to eat it.
Yeah, I do this in the ground. I make a little oven. Do this like between him and your dad.
Yeah, my dad comes up with some interesting stuff too. Anyway, so party wakes up to the smell of um rabbit fillets over ration stew, I
Yeah.
guess. Lazim Damba is literally laying on top of you.
Yeah.
You wake up to a
Um,
mouthful of fur.
yeah, I wake up and I push him off uh, and sit up and I realize I'm sweating. It's just a little bit too warm under him.
Wonder why.
Probably because he's almost 200 pounds and heavy black fur.
He moves for you reluctantly, but he does move.
Okay, well, I get up.
But he will not let you go more than 5 feet from him.
Well, that's fine as long as he lets me walk. That's okay. And I walk around, within the perimeter of the camp just to kind of cool out a little bit and kind of dry out. Then I take my plate and go get some of Sky's breakfast offering. And it's quite tasty.
I eat what Scott gives. Thank him for a good meal. And now, since I've slept and I've rested, can I do a more thorough inspection of my gear since I was tired last night?
You're doing that, Sky will walk over and say, "It was me. Don't worry about it."
I give him a look. Good food.
Um, the the bears seem to have disappeared between the time Sky last saw them and now. Um, there is a man standing on top of that same hill at this point. Um, very uh, poorly dressed. He's basically wearing rags. And he has long, shaggy gray hair. Um, Iriana, Sky, and Lazum would recognize him as Matthias. But he is standing on top of that hill, approximately a mile to the north of you. Just watching. Not,
Well,
not, be doing anything aggressive or hostile, just watching.
we left on good-ish terms with him last time, really.
Yeah.
And I'll just smile and wave up at him.
You just barely see that he nods his head at you. I know I'm kind of playing fast and loose with the mile distance here, but that's okay.
You know, might be nice to visit with the old gent, but we need to be turning south, not going north. So I guess a wave will have to be enough.
Yeah, and I'll just look over at Rogar and say that he's a friend.
Burgar does a slight wave up to him. I'm guessing he was the bear because of where he's at. That's what he says. Druid?
Uh, he
If it makes you feel
what?
better, sure, Druid.
I'm not sure if the bear was him, but probably one of his friends.
He nods. Okay. There's some interesting people.
He and his compatriots kind of roam the road to the north, live in the forest and the fields. But we are headed to the south at the next junction we get to.
Okay. You guys gonna head out or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys head out. Go ahead and give me a perception check. Whoever's leading this group, leading for the day.
And if I keep doing the paying attention behind us, should I roll a perception?
Sure, why
That's
not?
not what I'm paying attention to. I don't know where we're going, so there's no use me looking in front of us.
Sure, why not? Okay. Um. You continue on towards Havenport. Um. Iriana, at one point while you guys are walking, you kind of glance over and you see a couple of wolves kind of loping around or loping along next to the party, probably about 20 feet away off to the right side of the road. Um, they're just kind of running around, running along next to the party. Um, one point one approaches, kind of gets a little closer to the party, just walking along with you, and um, walks up to Damba. Damba kind of tries to give a respectful distance, but the wolf seems insistent and insists on walking right next to Damba for probably about 2 or 3 miles before, and at that point it just kind of sits down. And as you guys get to the bridge, Sorry, for 2 or 3 miles until you get to the bridge. At which point it sits down on the north side of the bridge, and you guys cross down towards Davenport, which would
As
be
we
about midday.
as we head over the bridge, I'll turn around and yell back to it. Say hi to Matthias for us,
Sky
and
will
then
wave as
wave and
well.
turn around.
Okay, it'll kind of lift its paw in the air and kind of almost like a dog waving.
And then I'll keep bringing the group in toward Havenport, which I guess would be on the horizon now.
Yes, this is about midday. You guys should be getting to Havenport about an hour before dark, if that's what you want to do. Or you can
Yeah,
camp outside and go in the morning.
I think we can head into the city.
I'm sorry?
I think we can head into the city.
Okay.
Yeah, they've got a nice inn there we can stay at.
They do. The Hilton, yeah.
We have something for him, anyways.
You
Yeah.
do. Is that what you want to do? Guys want to do then? Is head
Yeah,
to the Hilton Haft? Okay.
definitely.
Okay. As you enter the city, um, it's a good sized city. You guys walk in through Haven's Gate. You know, up through the Temple District, which you guys would know as the largest of the districts in Havenport. You walk through the Temple District, on into the main city, and get to the Hilton Haft. As
On the way, I'll let them know that I'll meet them there, and I will make a quick stop over by the Mal Maliki Shrine.
okay,
Some quiet meditation, and then eventually I'll meet them over at the inn.
okay. How long you want to meditate?
Probably 30 minutes or so.
Okay. So Sky splits from the party, and you guys head on to the Hilton Haft, which we will go ahead and pick up with next week.
That's good.
All right.
I presume that placeholder is the inn, right?
Yeah, that would be the party.
Thanks for a good game, guys.
Yeah. Good night.
I'll catch one of you next week and the rest of you tomorrow.
All right. Have a good night.
Night.
Have a good one.
Sleep in bed.
We are playing tomorrow still, right, Sky?
Oh, yeah.
See you guys next week.
See ya. For the record, did not expect the whole vampire, following dude, scout, whatever you want to call him, the guy who's following you. Didn't expect that to take up, over half of the session.
Yeah, I never expect a lot of things to happen.
Yeah, it's interesting.